Hello sir, my name is Sherry Binti Hassan, student ID 243UC247P2. Today I'm going to present about my game Algo project, and it's a 2D top-down game that player have to collect 5 coins and then while escaping from the enemy. Okay, now I will start demo my game, and then my game got 2 levels, level 1 and level 2. So manage my game with another thing called Bootstrap to put all the game manager and audio manager at here. So for the level 1, it just look like this, and then level 2 look like this. So we start from the Bootstrap scene. So press start. So for the first level, the goal is just collect the 5 coins. See, this is the coin, and just press E to collect. And then if player stay at the safe road, this is road that called safe. So the enemy won't attack the enemy. The enemy won't attack the player. Then if player escape the road, then the enemy will start chase the player. So yeah. Okay, so we start again. Okay, we collect 1, and then you can see the enemy keeps spawning. While if the system detect that the player is on the safe zone, that around that surround player that don't have the enemy, then they will automatically spawn more enemy. So find some more. Okay, here. And then the enemy, I design a flocking system so they won't collide each other. So yeah, we go to the second level. But let me show the game over. Okay, how enemy can attack the player is if they collide together, like the enemy will punch the player. Punch. And then the player only got 3 life, and then if die will pop up a game over UI, and then player can press the retry to retry the game. So let me quickly go to level 2. So level 1, basically the AI implement on the flocking system, and then also the monster spawn based on the player situation. Okay. So for the second level, the enemy won't chase the player when they collect the first and second coin. Like, let's see. If I collect for the first one, it won't chase the enemy. It won't chase the player. Only when I collect the second one, the enemy will start chase the player using pathfinding. You will find the short path, and let's see, you will go back from here. And then for the 4, when I collect 4 hurt, it will chase more fast, and then yeah. If I win, if I collect 5 coins, it won't directly win. You have to survive for the 10 seconds. So let me try again. So first coin, won't happen anything. Second coin, won't happen anything. The enemy will just chase players for slowly. And then now you have to be careful when you collect the 4 coin. The enemy will chase you faster. Okay, be safe first. After we collect the last coin, you won't just directly win the game. You have to survive for 10 minutes, and then this safe road, it won't be safe anymore. You will just safe for 3 seconds, and then unsafe for 1 second, safe for 3 seconds, unsafe for 1 second. You can see the debug here, debug log here. So yeah, we have to run. Even we at here, we also won't save. So we still game over. So try to win the game. You see, we will count down for 10 to 1 at the debug log. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we have to be careful. Okay, have to be fast. Okay, now. Okay, it is still chasing because the safe road is not safe anymore. And we have to run for 1. Okay, we win the game. So that's all my game idea. Basically for the second level is more on the playing with the final state machine. So now I'm going to explain my code. Okay, so now I'm going to explain the AI implement on my game. So I'll start from level 1, the pink monster. So the monster didn't put in the map, it will spawn by the monster spawn. So for the monster spawn, I put the prefab for the monster ping here. We start from the monster final state machine explanation. So my monster FSM is actually a individual brand for each of the monster. So the final state machine is from either chase attack. Okay, so how my enemy change the state from either chase attack is depend from he will check the ground state, is it on the safe road. So if my player on the safe road, then the current state will go to the either. Then for the attack, it will depend on the distance. If the distance is near to the player, it will start to attack. And then we'll have I add a attack log function. Attack log timer is just for preventing for the AI jittering or glitching between the chasing and attack. So just write at the current state, and then if either, then velocity is 0, and then if for chase, it will call the flocking from the monster flocking, and then just for move speed, and then attack, just attack. Yeah, here we'll call the handle attack to attack the enemy. So in the inspector, you can just change the range that you want, the attack range. I said 0.6, so it means like only the player and enemy be very close, then only will attack. Then set the cooldown and then lock duration, and then and then it's monster flocking, because if didn't have the flocking, then when we spawn too many enemy, the enemy will just collide each other. So I add flocking, since flocking got the separation algorithm. So let me find we call calculate the separation. Just check the neighbor, they have the neighbor collide 2D. Then after checking, so we call the overlap circle all, then it will just push the neighbor away. And then I do a tactical orbit, which is got a maximum attacker, so it won't happen like if the player got too many enemy just go to hit. So it will have a maximum, so you see have the maximum attacker that you can set on the inspector later. Then you just check, okay, if the slot doesn't full enough, then the enemy will go to the, okay, let's say this is a player. Then if the slot still empty, the player will come in, and then if it's true, then means the slot is full already, then we stay in the orbit, stay in the outside, so the player won't like get hit by all the enemy. So just have four or 3. You can just set how many maximum attacker that you want that can hit the player. So you can see just now we call a calculate close and calculate. What does it mean calculate for? This part is just doing for like the target position minus the position, because if you didn't do that, the enemy will just go straight to kill the player. It's a flocking system that should be, but I think for the game it's kind of weird, so I modify it to become like the enemy will when he chase to the player, you will try to from left or right, to calculate the position, and then depends on it, and then yeah, to have the more modified way to attack the player. So the for game system, I do for the separation, the tactical orbit and uncycled and perpendicular, but I modified a bit. It's not like the real flocking system. I modified for the how they are chase the player and how they move. It is the so at the inspector you can see you can adjust how many maximum attacker that you want, and also the radius orbit. What it mean for the orbit radius mean like this is the player, right? And then later the enemy maximum attacker is 4, so only 4 will around the player, and then other than that we just outside the circle, and then with 2.5 radius. So this is the radius mean. Okay, so that's how my monster enemy set up. So now I explain how I do the spawn. You can see I create an empty object at here, and then I call the monster spawner script. So initial there will spawn only 4 enemy. Then okay, we explain from the script. After they spawn for the 4 initial enemy, it won't just spawn the enemy randomly. After that, it will spawn the enemy depend on the player situation. It will check if the player is it too safe or not. So it's a function there. So it will check is it got how many monster near to the player. And then if player is too safe, it will try to spawn. And then when it spawn, it will find the position that it can spawn. Okay, we find this function. Yeah, from here you will just count how many near monster that near to player, and then if don't have, and then we try to spawn. Since the enemy only can spawn in the water layer that I set up, so we just check is it got a valid position on the water, so we'll call the water position on the tire mat. So yeah, they will spawn the enemy. And for the count monster near player, you can see you got a player safe radius. It means like you will check around a radius that is it here got an enemy or not. So how the player safe radius that you can just set up, like if I set up 8, we mean like from here to here, is it got enemy? So if don't have, then it will spawn on a valid position from this water tire mat only. It won't spawn on the ground and on the road. Okay, now I will start explain my level 2 enemy AI implementer, which is this boss. Yeah, and then I will start from the boss controller script. Okay, so this boss controller is can consider is a main system on this boss enemy, because you control the phase, which is we got 4 phase: observer, predator, rage, and the collapse. Okay, actually all the hertz wording in the coding actually just the coins, because in the previously I used the hertz sprite, and then I changed to the coins because I found is duplicate with the player help here, so I changed to the coin. So yeah, so actually the hertz is mean like how many coins that player collect, and then depends on how many coins that player collect, we update the phase. If just 1 or 2 coin will in the observer phase, and then if start from 3 will become predator phase, and then rage is when the player collects 4 coins, and then last is collapse, which means after player finish collect all the coins, will go to the collapse. So in this collapse phase, right, it will trigger for a final 10-second survival countdown. The player survivor then only will win the game. Is here final survival countdown. Here just the boss controller just handle for the phase. All of this will call in the boss FSM later, because I just want to separate the code to easy to coding and debug. So now is the boss FSM. While just now the boss controller is handle all the phase, but FSM is handle the movement to movement behavior, like the either chase attack. It's actually same with the level 1. It depends on the is it player in the safe road or not. Then if not in the safe road, then we'll chase. Then here different is just chase will handle chase, which means we will get the multiplayer. For this multiplayer, we just chase. We just use the switch case to see is it on the which phase, and then if the phase is phase 4, which means the race phase will the speed will become multiplier 1, and then this one multiplier 1.4, because I just set a public boss controller to get the thing that we can use switch case to return the phase. So same to the attack, for the how many attack multiplayer also the same. And then for the dash, only the case 4 and case 5, which means the raise phase and a collapse phase. And another thing that is I didn't do pathfinding by myself because I didn't manage to do it. So but this part I don't count as my AI implement because I didn't implement by myself, but I will just explain to that quickly explain that I use the nav mesh from the Unity itself. Unity only got the 3D nav mesh, so I found it from the GitHub, got the 2D one. Then I implement, I download it, and then just create a nav mesh, and then import the source code from the GitHub, and then can set out is it workable, and then press the back, and also yeah, you need to set out on the tire map also, add the navigation modifier for workable and then not workable, which is my wall. Yeah, I set on not workable, and the enemy will automatically have the pathfinding to find a short path to find the player. So this part I don't count as my my own implement because I use from GitHub. Okay, so go back to my code explanation. The next thing that I implement just the boss attack and boss movement. Boss FSM we just call the try attack and then attach to the multiplier that we have, depends on the which phase boss current if, and then yeah, we'll attack and then minus the player health. The boss movement, it depends on the nav mesh that I use it for the pathfinding. For move toward, I just use the base speed to multiply the speed multiplier, depends on the current phase, and then yeah, just set the destination, then the enemy can move. Okay, so now is the acknowledgement part, that some video that I refer. Okay, so this is just a tutorial how to do animation, and then also a tutorial how to do animation, how to do tire map, and then also tire map. Yeah, and then this the video that I refer how to do chase, to chase the player. Here is some of the asset that I use, mostly on the Kenny's asset, and then this is the GitHub that I implement for the nav mesh pathfinding. This is the tutorial video that teach how to use the 2D pathfinding. Then this is the UI, how I set out my UI video that I refer. That's all. Thank you, sir.